Good morning, everybody. All right, so give me a second here and we'll set up. We'll get you your fancy opening. I'll get some more coffee. We're not there. We're at this one. We're at that stage. We're at that stage in the morning. Give me a second. Don't get nuts. Here. And we'll get to it. All right, give me a second. Get set up. Right. The order that you second here. Cool. All right, good. One more second, guys. We're ready. it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Should be good. Should be able to can nuts. Look, I can fix this. Yay, fix. Hold on. Get my fancy glasses. All right. So we got ambiance. Oh, that's good. All right. Where do I want to start? Lava is going to come out and create their own H20. Which is not really surprising. It's pretty de facto for China. I mean, they're historically known for doing this, taking IP and do whatever they want with it. And then if you want to still sell on the market, you'll just put up with it. And Nvidia will just put up with it. So it's actually really bad for Nvidia, in my opinion, because it just means that this, to me, there's this picker that they're eventually going to figure out China, and I just don't think that that's going to be the case. I want to watch the market super close here. I had a bunch of stuff on, and I actually closed a bunch of stuff because I want to watch PCE. PCE could be wild. Even coming in line, it could be wild. So let's go to the data and insights. First. Here's a really good site for this stuff is financial. I think I even paid for this thing. They're like cheap. Not really that. Unless it's on. Can you guys hear it? Oh, okay. Someone gonna tell me I got the music on. Wow. Oh, there it is. There's John telling me 11 times. Music's on. All right. All right, well, we fixed that. I can fix things. I'm smart. Hold on. We're going to wait for PCE. We got 30 seconds here. And let's just watch the ES for a second because this is going to be everything. This is going to be our whole day. If it comes in hot, that's what you want to watch. If it comes in low, just print nail, DPST, those kinds of names. They'll go. They'll really go. They already bidding this down with their flim-flam and their lies, their sugar-coated lies. Oh, good. I got a voice. It's going to tell me exactly what it is. I knew I had a service like this. I should be on the Squawk Box. I've got an amazing voice. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Point 6. Right in line. You're in line. You're in line across the board. I don't care about Canadian GDP. Come on, like they're a real country. Stop it. Personal income's up. All right, that's enough. That's enough of him. That's too much. Canadian GDP, please. Yeah, I know. I disconnected it. Let's get to it. Let's look at it. Can you imagine that? That's a lot. Sorry. No, that's not what I want. Hold on. That should do it. Why are you up? Why is it saying here? Hold on. I don't understand what this thing's doing. Okay, got it. There I am. Yay. Let's go through this data. PCE's in line. Personal income's in line. Personal spending is in line. Month over month's in line. Year over year's in line. Oh, good. So now all the data is just going to be perfect all the time now. Great. So we're not able to rely on this crap. Yeah, usually it's not this accurate. So it is what it is. But maybe it is accurate. Maybe it is. All right. So that's not going to do anything that we have to worry about. So what we want to do now is just see what these names are going to do now that the data is out, and we'll go from there. Like the IREN, is that going to go up now? It might. You might actually break out now. I'm going to go through some of these earnings plays, but before we do that, I think we should just do the ES very quickly and just look at this on a 5-minute basis. Obviously, you broke out yesterday, which is, huge. And there's your move off of that. I don't know what you're going to get. I just marked that level off earlier today, but I don't know what right there. I don't know what you're going to get today. I don't think you're going to get a lot of people that are going to say, you know what, I really need to commit a lot of capital into Friday's close. See your lows right here? Because it's always so orderly over the weekends with this administration. It's always so calming. So like, I don't think anybody's really going to say that, right? So you are forming this DTL, so maybe you break out of that, but I don't think anyone, feels warm and fuzzy. Like, oh, it's very relaxing over the weekends. Like nothing ever really happens. So anyone see that weird comment by Vance? It's kind of really weird. I don't want to go down that road. Sorry, but it was a really weird comment. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. That's it in a nutshell. So let me just drop that in the room. Put this in the futures room too. Let's go to the NQ. Take a look at that. See what we got going there. And then we'll take a bunch of questions. There's so many names to count with earnings. So many great names. So many good shorts today. And I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? Get yourself in a little crossfire there, don't you? All right. Let's get rid of that. Oh, wow. They lit me up like a Christmas tree in the room. Tell me to turn the music off. Turn the music off, Boomer. All right. So let's go to this and let's get this set up. I'm all set up now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So here we are on the NQ. These are your levels. This is your DTL. This is how you're boxed in. You can see the box, right? So I'd watch that super carefully today, like really, really carefully. I don't know that you're going to go anywhere here of consequence. The numbers are in line. I think you have individual names that have more potential. Baba's breaking out now. So I think you have way more potential like that. Like let's watch that Baba finally broke out of that level. So I had a position on it this morning. I wound up getting out break even. Actually, it looks like I lost a little money on it, but I didn't want to hold it into PCE because you just never know. But after PCE, what I always try to do, like after you have an event, go through the names you were most interested in and go look at the ones that are breaking out and the ones that are faltering. So like IREN did not break out on this. Baba broke out on this, right? Go look at Celsius. What Celsius do? So Celsius just fell down. What did Dell do, right? Dell went lower after the news hit. So you always want to go through the names that you're most interested in and like what you're thinking about doing and then watching the reaction to that news because everyone's waiting for that to happen and then getting involved. And that's exactly what they did here with Baba as well, right? They just waited and you can see that retested that level and now you're breaking out, but I'm definitely not chasing this thing. I'll play with it later in the day. Let's see what else we got here. You got a lot of names today, man. You got a lot to play with. Let me go show you the ES chart that I did. And then we can go from there. See this level that right here, and now watch this DTL. Watch how perfect this is. So I would watch this like a hawk. I really would. I wouldn't convince myself that you're just going to break out today. You can 100% go sideways. You can 100% rotate into other things, and it could 100% lift. and like on individual names, but we can just go sideways. I don't know who's going to be pot committed going into the weekend. I think a lot of people are confused. I don't think a lot of people understand what's happening with software either. So I think we have a lot of that going on out there right now. So let's get to some of this stuff and then we'll get from there. Music playing, boomer, turn the music off. Got it. What's up, Julian? Julian coming in first today. Julian's been making some first appointments. Who's number one? Julian is. Boom. We should get shirts made. This is going a lot higher. So this is such a simple trade. They're going to take it public. This government wants money. They started with Doge. They started with, this administration does. They started with Doge. They were going to save billions, right? Remember all that? Billions and billions were going to be saved, and we're going to cut from everywhere, and we're going to use the internets and AI to cut. I think it lasted like, did that even last 90 days? And then that's over. They found out some interesting things, obviously, but so now they have to spend their way out of it. So Fannie Mae, take it public. Freddie Mac, that's it. What is it? I own it. I should know what the heck it is. There it is. Freddie Mac. I actually think this one's easier because people don't even know what it is. But it just kills me because I go back and look at these names. I'm like, man, these things were a freaking dollar. They were just lottery tickets. But you look at where they have gone, it's just absolutely insane. So, yeah, I do think he's going to take them public. I do think it takes a year or two for it to work itself out. And I think they're going to be monster trades. I really do. I think both of them will be. I think you have to have the patience for it, honestly. What else do you have there that's of interest? DPST, I'm not going to go over. We just went, it is what it is. I don't know that I'd rush into this. What I find fascinating about this is that it broke and then it came right back over that level. And I'm seeing a lot of this lately where we're getting to these core levels on names and then they're just holding. So I'm not really sure how this plays out. To me, I think that this is something that is worth paying attention to. But I don't know that I have to, I don't know that I have to go like hog wild here. I think you're better off just, settling down. Now, I do like to look at this thing and just kind of see what's going on with it. I actually was short this thing. And then after I was short it, because it broke the 130, you have a massive put wall at 120. Like it's massive. I actually wound up getting out of the darn thing because I'm like, oh man, we're not going to break. I actually thought you had a shot at it, but it didn't even get there, but 120, there's this massive wall. From my standpoint, I think that's really your focal point, right? So you can see how you're trading. I think that if you're looking like longer term, it's a really interesting spot to get involved. You just might want to wait for some confirmation on it. But, if you're long term, that's pretty interesting here. Some of this stuff does look like it's bottomed. So what else you got? What's up, John? Crowd. Yeah, we should probably do that. So we should probably do this. So I own this, just FYI, and I bought it yesterday. So I don't see how this thing falls apart. Like I'm not saying it doesn't have pullbacks, but man, oh man, like this thing's like technically perfect. I mean, it really is. It's like literally technically perfect. Like, I mean, if I ever wrote a damn book, like this would be in it. Like when you see this kind of stuff and you encapsulate, I mean, you almost encapsulated a month, man. Like it's a big deal. It's not a small move and you trapped a lot of people. Now, if you go to, and I don't know that they'll do it on here or not. Let me see if I have it set up properly, but there's a function on here. So and it's not the best, but let me see if I can find it this way. And we'll see if they're in there or not. Yeah. So it's a perfect, because they only show you if they're perfect. But there's a candlestick pattern recognition software or indicator in TradingView. And they don't always show the best ones, but like if you click on it, John, and you went through this, here, I'll show you. So like this is all of them, right? So if you just got rid of these and you just went to, I'm just trying to clean it off so that you can see it easier. But really what you're trying to do, or where I'm going with this, is watch. So we'll leave these on there. Because you always try to see how these things act at certain levels. If it cleaned up more of them, I wouldn't have to click off all of them. And you can set alerts on this stuff too. It's really kind of cool. But if you look at these bars, when you have that, like the black or the white, right? They do mark bottoms, and you can go through that really clearly and see, like, over time, it's not very common to get them. Like, if we're going through its inception, what have you had? 10, 15, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. 15. So, and when they encapsulate like this, like, not just that they're that size, but if you went here and you looked at that bar, and this is what's so cool about this. So, like, if I took that bar and then I looked at the ATR of that bar, John, right? So what you're looking at is the average true range of a move. And the average true range of that move, or that value, should have been around $15. My levels are different. Should have been $15. And so you go, okay, we only should have moved $15. And then you're like, okay, well, we did 2 ATR on a daily. Go look at how many times you've done like a Marbuza white on a chart, and it was 2 times ATR on huge volume. I mean, there might be 2 or 3 on this chart like that. And this stands out as one of them. I can tell you're probably not 2 ATR here just by looking at it, but you might be, but I don't think you are. So go look, and obviously that worked. Now I'm curious. So where are we? 16 now. You're not, because you were at 37. Yeah, you're not there. So this definitely should be it, but yep. So you're 50 there. So if you look at this, it's pretty impressive, man. So I don't sleep on this kind of stuff because it's pretty rare. I think if you look at all these names, people are just so out of position on these software names. That's kind of crazy. So I would expect that to continue. We lost the connection. You don't get to see me anymore. I don't know what happens. This stupid camera. It's just crazy. So much for this camera. And it never works. So I do think there's something there. Yeah, they're going to rival that chip, or I mean, obviously what they did was they're just going to engineer their own chip. I mean, they're just going to steal the IP. So, and the government will let them. It is what it is. I mean, if you want to deal over there, you just have to realize that that's what they do. So I don't know. I mean, you can give it a shot. I don't have a position in it right now, but it makes perfect sense. I mean, since you broke out, you did the undercut here at 8:30 after the news hit. And then from there, you've done nothing but lift. And you'll probably continue to. So, it is what it is. Realistically, for me, looking at it, it's just one of those things where I have no interest in chasing it. Like, if I came down, hit this, and then bounced, maybe I'd try again, but I'm not in a big hurry here. I think you need to see, to really get involved today, I'd want to see like massive volatility, or I don't think it makes any sense to, in names. Like, you're going to want to see moves. And I would look at a lot of the names that came out last night, like Affirm and Dell and, anything like this, Marvel, any of those names. But again, I'd want bounces in those to go short. I'm not looking at going long pigs today. Like, that's not going to work for me. SMCI is postponing it. Well, SMCI is going to be, did they announce that they're postponing? So I missed that if they did. Well, if they announce that they're postponing, it's like this per market cap, nothing is more short than SMCI, like nothing. And I got to tell you, I think that after Dell, SMCI is done. Like, I think they're toast. So, flags risk that could disrupt stock falls. Flags risks that could warn that weakness in its financial disclosure controls could hinder its ability to deliver timely and accurate results left unaddressed. This AI server maker disclosed in its annual filings that identify control issues. I mean, you got to be kidding me. after it postponed the company's earnings. Yeah, I don't know why people just don't leave a perma short on at this point. So, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer, right? SMCX. I didn't see anything new today, but SMCX, did they really just do this again? I'm just looking to see if I don't, it seems like they're talking about it again. So I definitely think there's something to that. Just give me 1 second and see if I can find something. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go near it. I mean, I just think it's an outright short. So I don't know. I'm probably going to watch it today because I think the hardware space is kind of hosed. Oh, I shouldn't put it in there. I should put it here. Give me 1 second. Sorry. I think the software space is really hosed. There we go. I'll put these in there too because I'm going to watch them. Might as well. But I don't know how, like I'm watching some of these people that have targets of like 120 on this name. I don't even know how you could even remotely think. There goes Baba, right? So Baba exploded. Oh, it must be on the call. Do they have a conference call going on now? Is that what's happening? So there it goes. I have no position in it, but I mean, clearly it's a monster now. Let's keep going. All right. They must have a conference call now. Let's go see if they do. They missed earnings. I guess it doesn't matter. You know, I had a level up here too. Let me go find that level. Yep, there it is. So there's your target. It's right there. So you hit it. All right. Happy Friday. Yeah, you do have a lot. You get 30K this week and you get 3 days of it. So we got that going for us, which is nice. Agreed. Thanks for reminding me. You're right, Lise. BA. I don't know where you're going here, man. I don't think you're going anywhere anytime soon, buddy. I really don't, Kev. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but until I get above that bar, no interest. But, you know, you're also talking to the guy that blew it out at 227. I've seen such a delayed reaction in news lately that it's absolutely crazy. So, you know, it's absolutely crazy where the how much time you're being given to do things like with news. Like I did this RR trade. I was looking at this the other day and like this news hits, I buy it. I'm like, I actually think about the news like, geez, maybe I'm wrong. Like maybe I'm wrong on the news. Like maybe it's not a big deal. And then eventually the thing like kills it. But you've seen this huge delay lately. It's really weird. There goes IREN breaking out. They have a conference call this morning. Is that what just happened? Something just happened in the market. Well, once you broke that too, that was going to be your level. This will be your big level here. Once you get through, that'll be up. How much volume came in there? You had a lot of volume all at once. Did it happen the same exact time in the market? What time do we have? 8:47. What happened at 8:47? Something. All of a sudden, they just started buying all those names. Womp womp. But all the names that they're interested in today, for some reason, that all kicked in. So take a look at a firm. Did it happen there? No. I wonder what's up there. It's so weird. Both at the same exact time. Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe it is a coincidence. Yeah, this was like 100% this. Like, what a gift this was. When I look back at it, what a gift that earnings move was. Comes in down, that open. The same thing with Western Digital. Like, what a gift. The fact that it actually pulled back and gap filled, or at least came to that open. Man, that was such a freaking gift. They're going like, if you think that AI is going to be around, and you think data centers are going to be around, and you're not buying solid state drives, and you're not buying, like this kind of stuff, these hard drives, like on the data center side, it just, because you have the computing power. So I think this is where the money's going now. It's going into this, and it's going into management, like GEV or IREN, like these kinds of companies. Like, that's where it's going now. So there's no doubt about it to me. Like, that's where this is heading. That's why you should focus. SanDisk is very similar, right? This one makes a ton of sense to me, like a ton. When you go and take a look at this, one of the guys in the room nailed this, and you were a lot higher back in the day, and we've just been waiting for the rebirth. Oh, but you're getting it, aren't you? Say it. So you've been waiting, and now you're getting it. So I think that's awesome. I'd like this name. I'd like to know why. Like, I'd like to know why it's doing that. Because if you can figure out the driver, then the trade makes more sense longer term, right? Like, if you can figure out the driver, like IREN makes a lot of sense. I had a decent sized position in that. I got out before earnings. If I'm not up at least 10, 15%, I'm not holding that stuff, because you just don't know what you're going to get. Twice that happened this week too. I had a big position in Kohl's, and then they came out with that, oh, I don't think they're going to be able to pay their bills. I'm like, oh, for God's sake. And that hit right before earnings. So they just flim-flammed me. And I'm like, you know what? I'll take the flim-flam. And then like the IREN, I'm like, I'm not really up in this thing. Do I want to stay in it? And the answer was no. So, it is what it is. But the software side, super interesting to me too. There's a lot in the market that is completely, you hear efficient market theory, it's a bunch of crap. The SanDisk Micron stuff, I don't know, bro. But I'll tell you that I would be looking at solid state drives, SSD and HDD. I would definitely be looking at this stuff. Like, when you look at these charts, like when you really go back and look at these charts, like what are the names that people were just like, oh, this was just a no-brainer, right? Like, this never pulled back, ever. And they're probably not going to. They are what they are. Like, you almost want like a correction again to buy these names. Because they're just going to keep doing this. Like, they just are. They're just going to keep grinding. Like, I don't know. I hate to be this emphatic about something, but if you think that AI is going to be around and you need to store all this data, which you do, for you Archer fans, duh, and or hello. So the Micron throws me off because of the DRAM pricing and Samsung, and they need money. So that always throws me off. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where they're going. If you don't sell to us, we're going to just copy what you have. It'll be super interesting to see what this current administration does about that. Do they support Nvidia and say, if you start stealing our IP, we're going to do this? Probably not. NVT, LITT, both are involved in AI center equipment. That's interesting. What's up, Jacob? I keep thinking about this trade. Europe. I keep thinking about that trade and defense in Europe lately. Like, where's this going? Japan just came out and said they're increasing their defense. So if we take a look, happy Friday, NBT. I just had another one of these that I was looking at. I'd want to know what they said on the call. I'd probably listen to this conference call. I'd like to know that. Do you know that all general construction, like you may know this, Jacob, because you know stuff like this. You're smart, you know things. Do you know all general construction is now being enveloped by data center construction? There's another one of these too I want to look at. This is what I'm talking about though, Willis. You see how like you're hitting April and then they're like, oh no, we're just getting a gift. We just need to buy these. Like the people that understood this stuff, and I don't think it's over. They're making a killing. I think the other one that I was looking at was Waldron. I think it was Waldron. I want to say it was Waldron. I have to find it, but it was some, like the plumbing companies are interesting because like here's Ferguson, right? But if you look at from these April dates on, like these things never, like Nvidia and these things, like they moved around, they gave some back, like it was wild, right? You have these pullbacks. You start looking at some of these moves like Western Digital and all, it was like, no, it's on. We're just going to get bought. And they did. Like they never gave you a reason to even think about getting out of it. Like ever. It's crazy how straight they were. Like, look, like it's crazy. You never broke the 12. The first time you broke the 12 was earnings back here. And then you just held the bar. You never closed below it. You never closed below the 22. Like it's absolutely insane. They've just been like that. And I don't know that that's going to change. I really don't. I mean, I think they'll move around clearly, but I don't see how they're not going to stop building data centers. And I don't know what you're getting. Like, I don't know what you're getting per chip to, solid state hard drive. Like, I don't know any of that stuff. Someone out there does, but I don't know any of that stuff. Like every time you buy a chip, how many solid state hard drives are you buying? That kind of thing. But there's something to all that, and the power and the electric and the plumbing to cool. Like it's a whole thing. What's so fascinating to me about this is nobody wanted this like 4 years ago, right? I've been thinking a lot about this. Like I went through and analyzed the last decade of my trading. And it's so funny how like everyone will tell you how efficient the market is. What I think about these, like if I had to tell you like longer term, I think these things are going to get hit. And I'm just going to tell you why. Not from a travel standpoint, but I think energy prices are going to go higher. I think oil is going to go higher. And I think and I know a lot of people don't think this. I know everyone thinks oil's going lower. I don't think oil's going lower. I think oil's going higher. See how, like here, watch. There's only one reason that this stuff starts looking like it's going to break out. So I'm just telling you, like, I was thinking about this because like now everyone's like, oh, we got to buy these. I don't know, man. I feel that way about jets too. Like, I think this is the time you actually start shorting these names. I think you start shorting cruise lines. I think you start shorting the airlines. I really do. I think you have to watch this stuff, but I'm really leaning that way. I'm putting like a huge short on. I haven't done it yet, but you see the divergence? Again, I could be wrong, but won't be the first time, won't be the last, but I think it's coming. I really do. I think oil prices are going to go higher. I don't think they're going to go lower. I think when they solve the Russian-Ukraine and they put the OPEC back together, that's going to be it. I don't really look at Bitcoin. I just own it, and I literally just buy it. I don't even sell it. From my standpoint, this is how I've seen it. I've been talking about this negative divergence I actually stopped talking about it because I'm like, God, if I do another video on this negative divergence, these guys are probably going to lose their minds. But I've been talking about this negative divergence for months. And eventually it comes home to roost. There's a huge cup and handle here, and you're working it off. That divergence usually, here, I'll clean it all off. That divergence usually leads to a major correction. So like, if I go back and look at those divergences, they're here. You see it? Like, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but you say it. So when you see that, it's not very common. It's only happened it happened back here too. It's only really happened at the highs of a chart. Like, this will be the third time. It happened back here in 17. It happened in here, but well, I guess it happened 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, and then obviously 4, you see the divergence right here telling you that you're peaking. This is why I was laughing. People like, RSI doesn't work. It's like, okay, guys. Okay, grandma. So then, you can see it right in here, right? So it's just a matter of time, really. And then this is where I always get thrown off because I have the patience of a gnat. But yeah, I do think that there's some stuff here. Now, if I got rid of that and this was any other chart, you'd have to look at this and go, well, there's my level, tested, rallied back over. Here's your control bar. So I definitely think you topped. I don't know how low it goes, but you're definitely not holding there. So, I think that the first thing is you're probably not going to break the cost of what it takes to mine one, right? Like, it's pretty organized now. So because the futures market will support the price. So wherever the futures market is, if you go back and look here, I'll tell you where I'm going with this. So back here, and I don't know what the cost is to mine a Bitcoin right now. It used to be 49. And that's why you weren't breaking this level, because the futures market came in and said, no, we need to support this. And you get the halvenings and all that crap, right? So if you know what it costs, that's your floor, because the futures market will step in. The miners will step in on the futures market, and that's where your price will find the support. But you can easily get to 74, 75, like easily. So that's how I would look at it. Ethereum looks better. Good morning from Nashville. People love Nashville. People that move there absolutely freaking love it. Yeah, they changed their evil ways, right? It's so interesting to me because I didn't really think and I'm totally on this stuff to an extent, I guess is the way to say it. I like watching this stuff and all the conspiracies. We even got a little conspiracy room in the community, in the forums where we post stuff. I really didn't think this was that big of an idea. I didn't really think this was, an attack. I didn't really think this was a Marxist idea, or I just didn't get it. I just thought it was a really crappy logo change. Clearly the CEO did not want to be the next Bud Light person. So yeah, it's back. I don't know why you would try to change that. I don't know why you wouldn't just double down on what you are, which is just really, good, solid Southern comfort food. I just don't know why you wouldn't double down on that. It seems like that would be the way to go, right? But it's not bad. I'm going to go through these super quick. I got to go. Why do we have to say you don't have to do anything? You don't have to do anything that you're uncomfortable with. I tell myself that all the time. All the time I tell myself that. Wow, Brandy really doesn't like a countdown. So we're going to have to do a double countdown for Brandy next time. We'll double that up. It builds anticipation and character. It really does. Music, boomer, turn your music off. What is wrong with you? Horrible music. Please turn it off. Please, God, make it stop. Happy Labor. Hi, Lynn. See, Lynn's always so nice. Can't everyone be like Lynn? Happy weekend. Yay. What's up, Hutu? Double yay. Yay. Dude, they seem so cooked, don't they? like lease, like exact, like everyone's exact. Nope, numbers are fine. I understand an avocado is $76, but they're wrong. I think it can go a lot higher. I do have the voice of an angel. I tell people that all the time. Yes, let's do it. I thought I did this. I'm not a fan of this deal. Again, I could be wrong, but I want to short it. This is really the only one thing that I'm really looking at doing, like immediately. Like, I don't think that's going to hold. I really don't. But it's taken the whole thing over. Like construction, if you took all general real estate construction and everything, data center construction is now as big. And 3 years ago, it was 20%. Is it? Sorry to hear that. Good morning from Venice, Florida. Good morning from Miami. So Percy doesn't like the coughing. Brandy doesn't like the countdown. How about just saying good morning and thank you? Has it gotten worse there? I haven't been there, Hunter. I haven't been there in some time. Yeah, that's just such a setup. They just stuck them with a pig. And if you're in corporate, you're going to know this. Like, you're going to know what they did. They basically gave them the money to buy the company off Pepsi's books, and now it's going to screw up Celsius earnings. Like, people know that. All right, I'm just screwing around, guys. What else we got here? Good morning, Vicky. All right, I'm out of here. Trade to win. Make good choices and have a great weekend.